Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust from the Capital Region's leading experts in real estate and all related fields. From the latest real estate trends to the best mortgage rates, from curb appeal to home warranty, this is the talk show that will help you save and make the most when it comes to buying or selling your most valuable asset. Now, here's your host, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop, John Bevilacqua.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Johnny G, what's up? Happy Father's Day, man.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, grandpas too.
That's it. Grandpas, everybody.
Yeah.
You know, fathers of all types, shapes, and sizes. And what a weekend we're going to have for Father's Day. It's,
beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, it is fine. It's kicking in, man.
No
but
rain today or tomorrow.
You got to savor the flavor right now because this next week is going to be
hot.
The summertime as we know it.
Yeah.
Hot and humid, upstate New York summertime.
Oh, yeah.
Got Kimmy Salerno in the studio today, John. It's been a long time coming. It's
almost
Hi,
Kim. How you doing?
Good morning.
It's almost like she's starting over from scratch. It's like your first show, even though it's not.
Yes, that's what it feels like.
How long's it been?
Jeez, I don't know.
It's been since before the winter. Well, maybe not before the winter, before Christmas,
Oh, okay.
I would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite a while.
that long? Wow.
It's been that long. We did the Mysteries of the Closing Table, if you remember that episode,
I do
right?
remember
that?
Yeah.
So we did.
Yes.
So we did Mysteries of the Closing Table with Kim.
Yep.
And we talked about kind of, what goes on at a closing, like what to expect. And then I think the following week we had Ben Forcucci and we did Mystery of the Closing Tables from the lending side of the equation. So I think we covered a lot of bases here. But today is really what Kim and I kind of we talked the other day and thought that I mean we were just talking about this in the break room, but the market right now is just so out of control. We're just talking about apartment buildings, investment properties, and really like the rate of return people are getting on their investments. It's insane. Like I know kind of an under the table property right now that's on the market. If anyone's interested, it's a 12-unit property in Albany, and the return rate on it, and we talk in cap rates. That's kind of the amount. That's the percentage of money that the return that you get on your investment. And so traditionally around here, cap rates are somewhere between 8 and 10% is typical for the area. But we're starting to see like this one. The guy's asking. I think it's like 7.5%. I did the math after your debt service. Like you're making like $9,000 on a $1.6 million investment. It's like there's no meat on the bones for a lot of these investors. So because the market's so tight, right, Kim?
Yeah, it's very tight right now.
Yeah,
I've never seen it this tight.
Yeah, it's well. We're going to get into the tightness. We're going to get into Kim's team. We're going to get into why it's so important to have a real estate attorney.
John Tesh, if you're thinking of selling your home, let me take the stress out of deciding which agent to hire. In the Capital Region, the agent I recommend is John Bevilacqua, founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at the Property Shop. So for 2 decades, John has helped more than 2,500 families buy and sell the place they call home. That's a solid track record, one that's backed up by dozens of 5-star reviews. Hello. In fact, John is so confident in his marketing system to attract the right buyer for your home that he guarantees to sell it at a price and deadline you agreed to, or he's going to buy it himself for cash. And he provides that guarantee in writing. The agent I trust is John Bevilacqua, and he's the agent you should trust too. His name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So write this number down. It's 518-957-SOLD. That's easy. 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. I love that one. JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com, and you'll get your home sold guaranteed.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at salernolawny.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay, guys, we're back. We got a little cut off there by the sponsor clips. I hope you guys enjoyed our sponsors.
Yeah, I'll never get used to these newfangled computers.
Speaking of sponsors, we have one of our sponsors in the studio, Kimberly Salerno from Salerno Law NY, and Kim and I are going to be talking everything legal regarding real estate right now. And hey, that is the goal of this show, guys. Like we got up early this morning, we rolled out of bed, and we came to talk real estate so our audience can get the most up to date real estate tips, tricks, hacks, information that really can help them become successful when buying or selling the place that they call home. That's what we do. I've been doing it for 20 years. Kim's been doing it for, God knows, 20 plus years.
Yeah.
We're not here to brag or pat ourselves on the back. We're just here to tell you, hey, if you need help and you want to hire the best, we are the best. We are experts. We're professionals in the field. And it's a call-in show, guys. So if you have questions regarding a transaction that you might be in that's relative to real estate, or you had questions about, possibly thinking about putting your house on the market and there's some legal implications, give us a call. 518-476-5900. That's 518-476-5900. That rings right to Johnny G. He'll put you on the air, and you can get your questions answered. So
you bet.
Let's get into it, Kimberly.
Yeah.
The market being so tight, what's going on in the Salerno law offices right now? What are you guys seeing? What are the trends? Talk to us about deals.
Well, it's a very tight market, meaning that we've got buyers out there, but there's not many homes for sale.
Right.
And then these buyers, especially first-time buyers, are up against high interest rates.
Yes.
So between that and having to come up with money to put down, and then when they finally find a house and put an offer in, they're competing against 10, 15, 20 other people.
Right.
So when these contracts come in, our law firm's set up to make sure we contact that client right away. We have a very small window. It's only 3 days to review the contract with them, because we want to get that approved as soon as possible, because we don't want that seller to get a higher offer that comes in, which we're seeing happening.
Yes.
And then they cancel on us.
Yeah.
So the sooner you can get it approved, the sooner we're pretty much locked in to buy the house.
Yeah. So out of all these files, Kim, what are some of the most common issues that are affecting files right now, outside of the multiple offers? Let's say you're through attorney approval, what's kind of the deal wrenches right now that are happening? First time home, all right, we won the contract, we got the deal.
Right.
Now it's okay, we just went $30,000-$40,000 above asking price, and we're buying this house. What happens next?
So the next thing you do, because you've got to get your inspections done. If you're not waiving inspections, which we're seeing that too, because if you're up against other multiple offers, you want to make your offer more attractive.
I was just going to say, people have probably said, forget it, I just want it.
Yeah.
I don't care what's wrong.
Pros and cons on that,
Yeah.
Kim. The downside of waiving the inspection?
Downside is, once you buy that house, you're responsible for any issues with the house.
Yeah.
Once you own it, you can't go back after the seller, because you've waived that on the contract.
But I could see people, a highly competitive house, you've got 20 people after it. I could see someone saying, I'll do whatever it takes.
That's right.
Yeah. Kim, is there some middle ground to that? Where can people still win the contract, but still analyze the house and not just jump into it blindly? Do you guys have recommendations?
Yeah, what some people are doing is they're waiving inspections, but they're going to do inspections, quote unquote, for information only.
Right, for a discovery.
So they have peace of mind, and they know if there's any issues with the house, what expenses they have in store ahead of them.
Right.
But then, that's a sticky situation, because if I'm representing the seller, well, what happens in that? Okay, they're waived, but then what if they find something? And then they try to ask for credits, which sometimes may happen because you've already overpaid.
Yeah.
So you're going to try and get some credits to, bring that price down a little bit.
You're going to try,
Yeah.
So where I haven't seen it ever in the past, I now have sellers putting their foot down. Hey, I had a bunch of other offers.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
even do it for information only.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, really? So sellers
Yeah.
are just
see
saying,
that happening now. Yeah.
yeah,
Not on all the
Ooh,
contracts, but a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, and you can't blame them.
No.
because I mean, Kim and I, we've done enough. Most recently, that was the case where the inspections were just for discovery purposes. In fact, the deal, which I didn't really care for, was left wide open, where the seller said, "Hey, listen, like, we don't even want you under contract. Just come and inspect the house
Yes.
and take it or leave it." You know,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
there's no deposit on the table. If you love the house, great. If you don't,
Yep.
then just move on.
Yep, I'll find somebody
and
else or somebody
they did
right
the
behind you,
inspection, loved the house, and still came back with.
Yeah.
Now that was an exception because
I don't think we have never had a deal quite like that.
Yeah, that was
sellers
for me,
quite like that.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
That was a unique one.
That was unique. It was a little tricky to navigate, but we did get it to the closing table.
We did, and there was a ton of drama in between.
Yes.
But
Right.
A ton.
Well, there's enough drama at the closing table anyway. Right?
This was.
Which is another story.
I called Kim one day in the parking lot of a CVS, and she's like, "Johnny," she's like, "I've never heard you talk like this." I'm like, "Wow, you know what? This is one for the books, baby."
But we made it work.
We did.
Got it
We made it work.
closed.
We got to the closing
That's
table.
right.
Everybody, at
Yep.
least on our end of the table, was happy, satisfied.
Yes.
I ate a pool table on that one. But every once in a while, the bear eats you and you eat the bear. But
You did your job.
we did my job. We did the job.
You did.
I didn't.
You made
I
it
didn't,
work.
I didn't actually. I don't own the pool table. It just was. I helped contribute. But yeah, that's where it gets sticky because it's like you're up against all these offers. You're waiving your inspections, and as a first time buyer, that can be even scary. Like
Right.
the players involved in this was a $500,000 house, and everybody on each side of the deal had bought property before, so no one was a rookie here. But when
Right.
you're a first time home buyer, that's that's scary, right?
Yes, it is. It's
You know?
very scary.
And you're hearing mold and all. You got maybe a 2 or 3 year old, and the home inspector's like, "Wow, we found some mold in the basement," and you're worried about your children, and
Sure. Oh, yeah.
it's
Well,
stressful.
yeah, we just had one where
Yeah.
there was a little bit of mold. We
Yes.
got one right now.
Yeah, we do. We have
Yeah.
one right now where
And we
there's-
went back and
Yep.
we said they're not doing anything about the mold.
Yep.
And because of this market and
Yeah.
there's so little houses, the buyer said, "Okay,
Yeah,
let's move
Yep.
forward."
the seller was confident because
Yep.
we had,
Yep.
they actually weren't the best offer. We had a higher offer that had waived inspections, that had paid $2,000 over them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think these people the first buyer threw so much caution to the wind that
Right.
when we told them that they won the contract, they got cold feet and bailed out.
Yeah.
After I had told
Jeez.
the rest of the buyers that they had lost out on the deal. So then I
Yes.
called back that buyer that's into it now, and they're like, "Are you serious? Like, we got the deal?"
You never know what people are going to do.
You have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
So they kind of at that point felt blessed to get the property. So I think at the end of the day, they were like, "Hey, you know what? We'll live with it and we'll keep going," because they had looked at 30 houses. 30 houses,
Yeah,
John.
it's crazy.
And
It's
that's-
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
hard to find 30 houses to look at. to begin
In
with.
this market,
Yeah.
that's a great point. It really is. There
Yeah.
isn't really 30 houses out there. I mean, they must have been looking for, I would say, at that
in a wide
rate,
area.
Mm-hmm.
maybe
probably,
3
yeah.
or 4 months of house hunting.
Or that-
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what else does what else, Kimmy? Like, inspections have become
So inspections, and then the other issue we're running into is appraisals.
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 Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to me about that because I'm not as in depth as the appraisal.
Well, you got about
appraisal-
1 minute before the break.
Okay.
Just let you know.
Okay.
Okay, so we're seeing more than we have in the past, where the appraisal is not coming in to meet the purchase price.
Okay.
So we're going to have a gap there between the purchase price and the appraisal amount. So, buyers are expecting this. So we're seeing more language in contracts stating if there's an appraisal gap, buyer will cover it because, again, they want to make their offer more competitive.
Right.
And even in the past, I've seen where we'll cover up to $5,000. They'll put a cap on it. They're not even doing that now.
Okay.
So that's something where, the buyers are covering any appraisal gap because they want that house so bad.
Well, we're gonna. I want to talk to you about that after the break because that I feel like with this appraisal shortage right now, I think that's an interest rate driven
Agreed.
situation.
Yes.
And after the break, we're going to hear from our sponsors. We're going to talk to Kim after the break on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate Talk Show, and we're going to finish this conversation.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Hi, I'm Matt Moore from Moore Insurance Services in Clifton Park. Let me take the stress out of quoting your home and auto insurance. We represent over 10 companies, which allows us to find the best coverage at the best prices. We've been helping families in the Capital District save money on their insurance for over 10 years. You can count on a quick turnaround as well as great communication every time. Give me a call at 518-280-1452 or go online to mooreinsurancesvc.com and experience the difference. That's mooreinsurancesvc.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay, guys, we are back. Thank you for staying tuned with the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate Talk Show with me, John Bevilacqua. We're here with Kim Salerno from Salerno Law NY. We are talking everything legal with real estate in regards to what goes on during the transaction and why is it so important, Kim, to work with a real estate attorney? Now we just heard
so important.
The Herzog guys, those guys are experts at wills, trust, estates,
which I wouldn't even touch.
Right,
I don't specialize in it.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And I know those guys, because we refer to them, they have their own real estate attorney on staff with them to handle real estate.
Yes.
Yeah, our office is set up. I have 2 closing coordinators. And, I have 2 other staff as well because we've got specific target dates, contingency dates in the contract that cannot be missed.
Yeah.
Those are built into the contract to protect the buyer's deposit.
That's right.
So part of what we do is we track all those dates. That's our responsibility, and I always tell clients that, don't worry about these dates. You got enough on your plate. So let us handle that for you. So if you're not a real estate attorney, I don't know if you realize how important those dates are. You miss a date, because again, in this market, to make your offer more competitive, we're seeing deposits, not $1,000, not $1,500. They're like $10,000, $20,000. Yeah. So you don't want to lose that deposit. You don't want to lose your client's deposit. So we're set up to track those dates. And then what are some other things? I've been at this over 20 years. I've got relationships with all the local real estate attorneys.
Yeah.
And when you have those relationships, that goes far during negotiations or if issues come up.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. You're playing in the same sandbox with them, and kind of know the nuances on how they operate, how their office operates too.
Yes.
Some of them are well staffed and they've got paralegals and a great team behind them.
That's right.
And some of them are just solo practitioners where it's just them in the office and they're keeping track of all these dates and obligations on their own. Which, hey, if they're a seasoned vet, they probably can do that.
Sure.
But if they're, a newbie real estate attorney like that, they might be a little slow to the punch and could hold up the transaction. So
Right. So, no, the whole process is about keeping it smooth, keeping it moving forward. Part of that is making sure the title search is ordered early in the transaction.
Yeah.
We have our own in-house title company.
That's a big deal. I don't think people realize that, but that's a huge deal.
We don't wait. Some of the solos or other folks, they don't want to incur the cost of ordering a title search early in case the deal falls through.
Right.
To me, it's worth, taking that hit and getting that ordered so it doesn't hold anything up.
So listen, guys, again, call-in show, 518-476-5900. We're talking with Kim Salerno from Salerno Law NY, me, Johnny B, from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and we would love to hear from you to talk about your real estate questions, any transactions that you guys are in. Come give us a call. We're currently talking about pitfalls in real estate transactions, and before the break, Kim and I were talking about appraisal gaps and appraisal issues, right, Kim? So what was I going to ask you? I had a question I was going to ask you because
title?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I think we started the show talking about how the interest rate's affecting the industry, but do you feel, Kim, like the interest rate or the appraisal gap is relative to where the interest rates are right now? I mean, is that why values aren't coming in? Because banks are a little skittish on lending to these, overbid properties, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it, and it's the market itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because of, the prices are being driven up because of the low inventory.
Right.
So, I mean, this has been going on for months now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's important to have folks that have the experience to navigate through these issues.
Yeah.
Right.
And indirectly, though, I think that is interest rate driven, right? Just like
Yes.
you said. I mean, there's far less people right now selling their home because they're sitting on that 3.25%, even 2.75%
Absolutely.
interest
It's
rate.
understandable.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not giving that up. It's
Yeah.
free money.
Exactly.
Right? I'll suffer through not having a few hundred more
And
square
that's
feet.
what we're going through right now.
Right? So,
Yes.
again, I mean, that one little rate affects so much within our industry
Yes.
that it's really it's bottlenecked it to some
It's
extent.
bottlenecked. I know the Federal Reserve just met. I don't know if it was this past week.
Right.
They're not dropping it.
Nothing can because the inflation's too high.
Yeah, it's
so
still too high.
interest. They're saying they may drop it in the fall, like in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, because there's an election coming up, so they're gonna do something.
Yeah.
They have to.
They have to. Something's got to give in this
Right.
market.
Yeah.
Because
it does.
it's not going to get much better than this until probably next spring, where we do see some sort of fluctuation in rate that's going to start to get people off the sidelines and into the game to the point where it's like, all right, well, we're never going to see 3% again.
Yeah.
So 5.5 looks pretty darn good.
Right.
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 And I think we're going to start seeing people selling. Kim, talk to us more about your team because, we talked about that before the break and working with a solo practitioner, real estate attorney versus you guys. I mean, talk about some of the girls in the office and what they do and how they help you and how that's
Sure.
For me as a real estate agent, I call Kim's office and there's a role for every person in the office to assist me when I'm going through a transaction, which is also kind of the same situation for my client, whether
Right.
they're a buyer or a seller. They can call the office and who do they talk to?
Right. So typically, if they call in, they will get either Karen, who sits at the front desk and will greet you with a smile when you walk in, or they'll get Sheila. And Sheila's been with me about 8 or 9 years now.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll get someone when they call in, and then the call will be directed either to myself or I have 2 closing coordinators. Jordana, she's excellent. She's been with me practically since I started.
Since I can remember.
Yeah, she's been with me a long time. And then I have Kayla now. She joined us in January, and she's just amazing.
Yeah, she is.
She's just very positive, and she's great. She's on top of all the files. She's the one that's actually tracking those contingency dates, and she is all over it.
And she's taking a big load off your back. And I can relate to that because I call Kayla up. I know where the deal is. She's, coordinating me, which is great.
Yeah.
Hey, John, guess what? Here's where you're at. You need to do this, and that. Okay, thanks for the reminder. Thanks,
Yes.
Kayla. We'll get it out. We'll get it done. And, it's not as bothersome to you because sometimes I call them like, I don't want to bother Kim, because she's busy. And, Kayla.
You can always call.
No,
me.
I know that. I do. But there's things that are appropriate for me to talk
Yeah.
to that's more strategy and, deal mechanic driven versus me saying, Kim, what was the date on the contingency?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to call you for that.
Or is title in?
Right. That's bothersome. So calling Kayla, like she's on top of it. She's, if the file isn't pulled, she'll, put you on hold for 2 minutes, come grab the
Yes.
file and you know where things are at. So I think that's a huge, feather in your guys' cap. And I think that's something people need to understand that there's so many people that try to do this on their own or like, we don't really need a real estate attorney. It's such a big mistake. It really is I've got a minute already.
I know, we got to get down to a minute here.
Holy crap.
I'm telling you.
Well, and versus a solo attorney. And,
Yeah.
listen, I started out solo. There's nothing against that. But where you're going to get a response from us same day, usually within the hour, we just, we sent out a question to a solo attorney we're working with. She got back to us a week later.
Right. A week later.
week
That's an
later.
eternity in this market.
Exactly.
And guess what? Like from a value standpoint, Kim, like your fees are pretty much the same as hiring somebody that's solo, and you get so much more,
Yes.
I don't want it to sound cheap, but bang for your buck.
That's right.
Working with the law firm.
And we're very competitive with other,
yes.
we charge the same as the other offices.
Exactly. So from that standpoint, and you guys have so much more volume and you guys are in and out of the trenches so much more. It just brings a lot of experience to the table. We're going to do this. We're going to take a quick sponsor break here. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap up the show, and we're going to talk about probably the 3 top things that to look for in a real estate attorney after the break.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
Hi, I'm Matt Moore from Moore Insurance Services in Clifton Park. Let me take the stress out of quoting your home and auto insurance. We represent over 10 companies, which allows us to find the best coverage at the best prices. We've been helping families in the Capital District save money on their insurance for over 10 years. You can count on a quick turnaround as well as great communication every time. Give me a call at 518-280-1452 or go online to moreinsurancesvc.com and experience the difference. That's moreinsurancesvc.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
All right, guys, we are back. We're back with Kim Salerno. The show flew by again, as usual.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Goes so fast.
I can't believe I didn't even get to talk about the cash offer program. I do want to pitch that really quick, guys. If you're looking to get a cash offer on your home, right now we just brought a new investor to our cash offer program. So now, these are multiple cash offer guys. We're talking about 3 to 5 cash offers on your home. If they're not at market value, they're just below market, but these are offers that can close in 3 weeks, they can close in six months, whatever it is that's convenient to you. If you're looking for a cash offer on your home, any condition, no prepping, no staging, no open houses. These are just a quick, you put the address in and we spit out 4 to 5 cash offers on your home. I got 1 minute. That was my quick cash offer pitch. So Kim, let's wrap it up here because, top 3 reasons to use a real estate attorney.
I would say number 1 is communication.
Okay. Yes.
Yep. Communication. Yep. Number 2, experience. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I don't know. Just because we like you guys. Honestly, it's friendliness. Because, let's think about that for a second. Most of the time, and even the Herzog guys are great because they're relatable. But, attorneys can be stiff. They can be cold. They can be, like a starched shirt from the dry cleaner. We're nice.
You guys are nice. You call the office. Everybody's friendly. They're happy.
It does make a difference.
And it makes a difference when you're in the transaction and you're the buyer or the seller and, things are hitting the wall and you're calling up to an office that is caring. They really make you feel like you matter in the transaction, right. And I think I can't say enough about it, and that's why we recommend you guys, we refer you guys, and you're one of the sponsors on the show. So
we appreciate that.
Those are top 3, and I think we said it all, but we didn't say enough because we probably need another half hour. But well, Kim, listen, how do they get a hold of you? Contact info.
Office is 518-309-3404. My cell is 518-229-1089.
Look at you giving your cell phone. I love it. All right, next week, guys, we got Care Patrol coming on to a new guest to the Your Home Sold Radio Real Estate Talk Show. We thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Father's Day. Have a great weekend.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show is presented by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop. Join broker and founder John Bevilacqua every Saturday morning at 8:30 to hear about the latest real estate trends here in the capital region, where to find the best mortgage rates, home insurance, home warranties, and more. To speak to John about buying or selling your home, call now to schedule an appointment. 518-957-SOLD. That's 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. That's JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com.